Welcome to the Martini Network Business Spotlight interview. And I am so excited to have with me today the co-founder of Earnworthy, Mr. Nicholas Scalice. Welcome, Nicholas.
Thank you, Veronica. It's great to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. And I do want to say, Nicholas and his wife, Michelle Scalice, are two amazing humans. And I'm not just saying that. They're very close friends. I think they're amazing people. They do so much for our community on a variety of levels, including co-founding the Port St. Lucie Business Club about 2 years ago at the time of this recording. And that's a whole nother show, but they did an amazing job with that. But they have their own marketing agency, their own marketing business, and they have created an innovative and affordable way for businesses to get organized, automated, and set up for marketing and business success. So without further ado, Nicholas, we're going to jump into your questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First of all, I love to personalize these interviews, and I love for people to see the people behind the business. So if you can, please tell us a little bit more about you and Michelle, and also what was the inspiration for the name Earnworthy?
Absolutely. So we moved up here from Boca Raton about 3 years ago. We moved to Port St. Lucie and we absolutely love it. And we have a 5-year-old son, Jaden, who just started kindergarten. So it's an exciting time, an exciting week. And I've been working in marketing for over 15 years. I've done everything from freelancing on sites like Upwork to working at other agencies to working in-house for a very large nonprofit. And then about 10 years ago, or actually 11 or 12 years ago at this point, I decided to start my own consultancy, and then that developed into an agency. And then Michelle was working at a school at the time, and she ended up leaving that role and working full time with me as we started to grow. And now we have a team of about 5 part-time employees and team members all over the world. And we specialize in marketing automation and funnels and growth strategy. And regarding the name, it was originally a blog that I had started when I was working at another agency. I would just write blog posts about marketing topics, and I think the name was just two words that I liked that I mashed together, and it ended up being Earnworthy, and it ended up sticking, and that became the name of the agency.
I love it. I think it's amazing. I always love the backstory of how people, the
Right?
stories are always so different and
Oh
so
yeah.
fun. So tell me, as the marketing guru that you are, what are some of the challenges or the main challenge that you're seeing small business owners facing that led you to create Earnworthy?
The number one issue I see is just complexity that these business owners are dealing with because they're getting pitched all these different tools and tactics, and they're getting calls from people that claim to work at Google saying you need to advertise or you need to do Facebook ads. And some of that stuff is good, but there's a time and place for it. And you have to first start with strategy. You have to have a good foundation, just like a foundation of a house. So, what we try to do that's different is we try to help those business owners understand what their strategy is. And we have a whole framework for it called the 7F method, where we get into the 7 foundations of marketing that we've created to help them understand what is your strategy, who's your audience, what's your offer, what's your messaging strategy. And only then do we get into the tools and the tactics. Because don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of tools and tactics, and I'm always trying to keep up on what's the best tool for AI, what's the best tool for SEO, all that stuff. But first, you have to start with the foundation. And that's something that I see a lot of business owners struggle with. So we try to help with that.
I could not agree with you more. And I think that is such a vital thing to help business owners with, because we're getting inundated with
Yeah,
this program and that program. And the next thing you know, you've got all these programs and you use none of them because you're
right.
inundated with all of that stuff. So I love that you help business owners to kind of bring that all together in a way that makes sense for their business. Tell me, we were talking a little bit about the 3 divisions of Earnworthy. So why don't you share that? Share more about that.
We have 3 main service lines. So we have Earnworthy Agency, which is our full service agency where we help with growth strategy, marketing funnels, and AI automation. We used to call it marketing automation, but now you got to put AI on everything to make it sound better. Those are our core services. So we basically build the back end of a local service business. That's our specialty. So that's our agency where we will do the work for you. But we noticed that some people don't want you to do all the work for them. They want to learn how to do it. So we have Earnworthy Academy, which is launching soon. Probably in a couple months, we're going to have that launched, where it's going to be a place where you can learn on your own through online community and programs, as well as in-person training. You can learn all the different foundational elements that we talked about. And then we have our software, which is called Earnworthy Amplify, which is a very powerful sales and marketing CRM built on a very popular platform called High Level, which is used by over 20 million businesses worldwide. We put our own spin on it, and we support you right here in Port St. Lucie and on the Treasure Coast. So whether you're looking for us to do the work for you, you're looking to learn it, or you just want the software, we can help you.
And again, I have to say, I love that because people are at different levels of their business. And some people can afford to
Mhm.
hire brilliant marketers like yourselves to get in there and do everything for them. That can be very costly to a business.
It can, yeah.
So having the other options to where they can do it themselves and learn from you, I think that that is outstanding. So I hope that people will capitalize on that. I know you're an excellent trainer. I've sat in on
Thank
several of
you.
your classes and teachings, and you're pretty awesome.
Thanks.
So I know this is a taboo question, but what makes your approach different from other marketing agencies and software platforms?
Yeah, I would say it goes back to that foundations. It's we don't just come in and try to sell you software. We're not going to try to sell you some type of tactic that might work this month, but then 2 months from now you're going to be looking for that next fix or that next tactic. What we try to do is understand what is your strategy, or if you don't have a strategy, we help you put one in place. So we really help you understand who your audience is, what your messaging strategy should be, what your offer should be. I mean, there's so much that goes into crafting a compelling offer, whether you are a service business or an e-commerce company, or you sell a product, it doesn't matter. If you're a coach or a consultant, you have to have a good offer. So you have to have all those foundational elements in place. And then you're at the point where you can start looking at tools and tactics. So that's one way we try to differentiate. And then the second thing is we're local. We're right here in Port St. Lucie. So especially with our software, it's very rare to be able to buy marketing software locally that's supported locally. It's not outsourced. So you're going to be working with a team right here, and that makes a huge difference.
That does make a huge difference because I don't know that I've ever purchased a software of any kind where they were actually here locally.
Right. It's kind of a crazy concept. And honestly, I didn't think it would work at first, but so far it's going pretty well.
I think people find a level of comfort knowing
Yeah.
that they know the person that they're working with and they can actually see you and turn up at the same
Yeah,
restaurants and
exactly.
you're in the community and you're doing so much to help out. That's definitely a level of comfort for a business owner. And we did touch briefly on Earnworthy Amplify. Why don't you tell us some of the cool features of that platform?
Yeah, it's like a Swiss Army knife, and so you can do so much with it. You can build your entire website with it. You can do all of your email marketing, all of your social media scheduling. It has a unified inbox, so whether someone replies to you via email, SMS, Facebook DM, Instagram DM, WhatsApp, it all comes into one place, so you don't have to check 10 different inboxes. You could send out Google reviews, you could reply to reviews. It has AI, but you see that can be all overwhelming if you just jump in and say, have at it. So that's why we always try to work with our clients first to understand what features they want to use, because you might use just 3 of those features and still get a tremendous amount of value out of it because it's based on the strategy that you have. So if you start first with figuring out what your strategy is, we can then tailor what parts of that system are going to be best for you.
And again, that's just so vital for a business owner. Instead of just going, here's,
Mhm.
75 things that you
Have
can
at
do
it.
for your
Yeah.
business, that they'll sit there, right? I can't tell you how many of those little platforms that I got. And yours is a
Oh
real,
yeah.
genuine, authentic platform. I mean, High Levels everywhere.
Yeah.
But the way that you customize it to them and they can grow or
Mhm.
take things out, they can add things. So I absolutely love that. So Earnworthy Amplify is the CRM platform, but that's
Yep.
really, like you said, a Swiss Army knife, all inclusive.
Mhm.
Kind of. So since we are getting down to the wire, what is as the marketing guru, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a local business owner who's feeling overwhelmed with marketing?
It's a great question, and not to sound like a broken record, I will say it's all about going back to those foundational strategies, figuring out who your audience is, figuring out what your messaging strategy is, figuring out what your offer is, and only then doing all the different tactics, and maybe some things you don't even have to worry about, like Facebook ads or Google ads or SEO. There's all these different tactics, but I would say the number one thing that I'd recommend small business owners do is figure out who their audience is, and everything else is going to start from there. Your audience is not everyone. It has to be someone specific. It should be one single person, one customer avatar. And if you do that, everything else is going to be a lot easier.
Yes, for sure. I know when people say to me, I go, who's your client? Everybody.
Everybody, anybody with a pulse. I hear that all the time.
Everybody means nobody.
Yeah.
That's what you said. That was awesome. Well, I am so excited that you came on to share this incredible business with all of us. And thank you for being my friend. Thank you for all you do in the community. And thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for creating an amazing directory that I am so glad to be a part of, and for creating Martini Network, my favorite networking organization. And thanks for being a great mentor and friend as well.
Oh, ditto. You've been a great mentor and friend as well. Thanks again.